Yo, I listened to A Stranger to You and I was disappointed. Before I continue saying anything, I gotta say that my voice is very weird because I actually have tonsillitis. I have an infection in my fucking throat, so my voice is gonna be a bit weird. But I have a reaction that I haven't edited yet. Why haven't I posted it? I mean, you could say that a part of me doesn't want to post something that I didn't fully enjoy listening to, even though there were some good moments in A Stranger to You that I really liked. So I kind of just wanted to hear, I wanted to hear people's opinions. I want this to be an open conversation about how you feel about A Stranger to You, and where I also let you know where I stand on it, and if it would still be worth making a reaction to. If you haven't noticed, I'm in a whole new room now. This isn't what you saw me last in, which is unbelievable, am I right? Like, I have so much space in this room, like, it's actually crazy. I can stand up. I can crip walk if I want to. Not that I'm gonna be doing that. I'm borrowing a computer right now, which is a lot stronger than any laptop I've used. So I've actually connected a webcam to the computer that does allow me to do stuff like this. So, where do I begin? Without like spoiling the reaction I made, I also feel like I made the reaction at a poor moment. Like, I could have waited more, but the anticipation got the absolute best of me when it came to the reaction. So by the time I started reacting to the Loathe album, I was completely physically drained from fucking with boundaries. This is my real conscience! God damn, it's fucking relentless. Dog, me at the beginning of this video was a different beast compared to right now. I've been tamed, I've been beaten, I'm bruised, I'm exhausted. I'm literally exhausted. So I decided to listen to Boundaries first, and if I knew that Loathe's album would be less harder than what I thought it would be, I would have done that first. You might ask yourself, why are you disappointed, Daniel? And I'm gonna let you know why. Because I've actually re-listened to the album like 5 or 6 different times now, from start to finish, to like get on board with it. Because the way I'm seeing people talk about this album is like, of course, some people are going to talk about this album like the second coming of Christ, and a lot of people are mentioning how this album is better than I Let It In, or how they did it again. And I just disagree. But it sucks to disagree. I have been championing this band since I heard I Let It In February 2020. Like, they got me through the entire pandemic. They mean a lot to me and my mental health. And revisiting their music on like The Cold Sun, or even their Prepare, Consume, I don't remember the last word, EP, fucking amazing. They've put the standard up for what heavy music should be, like, since the very beginning. So, of course, I was never expecting a I Let It In 2.0, because that's silly. Again, Bring Me the Horizon on my hand. I do not expect the same album from artists twice. It's just the direction of where it went was very different from what I thought it would be. And that's where I'm at fault for being disappointed. It made me realize that a lot of the people that connected with I Let It In, or Loathe at that time, connected to the more emotional part of their music rather than the heavy and genre pushing part of what Loathe is, in my opinion. Let's actually figure this out right now. Let's go on Loathe on Spotify and let's see what their most listened to songs are. Is It Really You, with 99 million streams, which is fucking ridiculous, by the way. It's amazing how many streams they got. Screaming, which is one of the less heavier songs on I Let It In, one of my absolute personal favorites, by the way. I really love the indie vibe they have on that song, and how it's just so bouncy. It's amazing. It's perfect. Then obviously Thanks, because it's a newer one, but that is also kind of one of their softer songs. On to Two-Way Mirror with 48 million. Is It Really You, the cover, with 36 million. A Sad Cartoon with 33 million. And then Gifted Every Strength, Revenant, Babylon. Babylon is number 9. And it's one of those songs that I feel like were very overlooked a couple of years ago. Babylon is an absolute banger. It's a slapper. It's so unique. When you look at it this way, right? There aren't that many heavy songs on this top 10 except for Revenant, Gifted Every Strength, Aggressive Evolution, I would say, in my opinion. Every song has its heavy moments, of course, but it wasn't clear to me that a lot of the people that connected to Loathe connected to the more emotional part of it. Because the part I connect with Loathe, and this is where you're going to hear me out, I'm going to go through all of their music right now and just mention some of the top songs that I like the most, so that you kind of see where my feelings with Loathe lie. On I Let It In, you have Broken Vision Rhythm. You have New Faces in the Dark, which is the first Loathe song I heard. You have Gourd, which is one of the fucking best songs of all time, in my opinion. Heavy is the Head and I Let It In, the title track, are my absolute fucking favorite songs of that album. I'm stupid that I didn't make OBS record my screen, but if you were to look at my screen right now, those songs are the ones I've saved from I Let It In because it's what I've been listening to the most. And then from The Cold Sun, you have It's Yours, unbelievable tune. Dance on My Skin, unbelievable banger. East of Eden, Loathe the song itself. And then you have Babylon and Stigmata. That's like, those are the songs. And even their EP, I'm going off right now, hold on. Shout out This Is As One, by the way, the EP with Holding Absence, with songs like White Hot and Servant and Master. Servant and Master has one of the craziest fucking breakdowns. Hold on. Oh my fucking god, bro, that's disgusting. When it comes to their EP, Prepare, Consume, Proceed, I literally fuck with every single song on this EP. Banshee, In Death, Rest in Violence, Solace in Soil, like, everything about this EP is so fucking good. I know this has been yapping, but then when you look at how those are my favorite type of Loathe songs, I need people to understand. I want to hear people's opinions on this, which is why this is an open conversation about A Stranger to You. Because in my album reaction, I was like, I cannot hate on any of these songs. All of these songs are good. They're incredibly well written. They're crafted so carefully. Each and every detail in these songs make an incredible outcome, but it's just not for me, and that fucking sucks. As a fan that throughout these last 6 years has had time to revisit their older material, and I could even recognize how in 2016 with Prepare, Consume, Proceed, how they were doing something different. Yes, it was... Shut up, hold on. Yes, the PCP EP... Whoa. Definitely sounds a bit more generic and harder to separate from other metalcore acts of the 2016 era, but The Cold Sun is so fucking unique. Like, when I first heard Dance on My Skin, I was like, that breakdown with a little samba vibe in there, what? Unbelievable. They were pushing the genre so much, and I feel like my disappointment with the album and the part where it doesn't connect with me is how they're not really doing that now. They're like the band I got to know is doing whatever they feel like doing, which is good. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not here to shame or gatekeep or whatever. It's just, it wasn't what I was looking for, and I guess you could compare this to maybe, as I had a conversation about other bands that switched up on an album or a sound, is a band like Thornhill. It was such a shift from The Dark Pool, and The Dark Pool is highly regarded as one of the best fucking debut metalcore albums of all time. I still stand by that. It's an incredible EP. No, it's an incredible album. So to me, this was like that shift, because of course they have reached a much wider audience and they're doing a lot of different stuff. I do really like how their newer music is inspired by a genre that's also very overlooked, like the Brit rock era, or like the block party type indie vibe of the UK. So it feels very nostalgic in its own way, and they're doing their thing, but it's like, to me, it was so different from what I came to listen to. Of course, they're doing new stuff, they're pushing in their own direction and everything, but it was just wasn't what I expected. From the start of my album reaction, there was a lot of excitement that then suddenly died down throughout the album reaction. Compared to their very ambient intros they had, of course, their intro and interludes and whatever on this album were ambient in their own way, but they featured some sort of vocals now, which was new. Block of Flats with Static Dress is one of the standout songs to me. Fortress Down has some cool vibes. It definitely reminds me a bit of Screaming in a way. When it comes to Gemini, Gemini is my for sure favorite song off this album post the singles, because it just hits a place, it hits a different place for me that I like. Nothing Like the Knife is alright. Harder to Pretend is alright. Like, I was very excited at first, and I do really like all of the switch ups and all of the details they put into their songs. But then when we get to Revenant, it's a song I've heard it's a song I've heard a lot of times that I think personally, because they went heavy, I feel like Gemini is a much better song to be the heavy song than Revenant. The way it breaks was beautiful, and that's on me for being ADHD that I can't really listen to slow music, even though I can recognize it's a good song. Meet My Maker, kind of same vibe. Fangs is a brilliant song. I really like Fangs, but I feel like the energy after Revenant just kind of stayed down throughout the rest of the album, and that makes me struggle to enjoy stuff. Obviously, Gifted Every Strength is in there to like peak it up, but it's just such a long and experimental song that it's like, maybe the pacing of the album was an issue for me. Maybe the lack of heavy. I know how fucking pretentious it sounds to be like, oh, maybe there's a lack of heaviness for me, but again, I didn't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting this either. You get me? So flame me as much as you want in the comments. Call me a whiny bitch. Do whatever you want. I really want to hear what you personally think about this album specifically. I had a conversation with one of the day ones of the channel about how he liked this album more than I let it in, and I was like, it's fucking crazy how music works, isn't it? It's like we can all like different stuff, and it is what it is. So throughout this video recording, I kind of forgot to mention how I Let It In is literally one of my favorite albums of all time. It's quite literally in like my top 7 albums I've ever heard in my entire life, which is why A Stranger to You being better than I Let It In is a shock to my system. That was pretty much all I wanted to add. Let me know what you guys think about this format of just talking about an experience that I've had. And if you really want to see the reaction, even though I might not be the most fun to watch while reacting to it, let me know in the comments below, as I will get on my ass and edit it. It's been a pretty intense week. I'm not gonna lie, for me. I have had troubles with my throat for 3 months, and then now I suddenly have an infection in my throat that I have to deal with. At the same time, I actually have to give away my cat. My cat is gone. She's never returning in any of my videos, and that is very painful considering that is my child. I had her for 6 years, and I was expecting a whole lifetime with my cat, and so then separating with something you love is really difficult to deal with. I can't even lie. As well as moving into a new room where I have a lot of space. My room isn't done for like YouTube yet, in my opinion. I still need to find out where to keep my light. I need to find out where to keep a camera. I need to know what to do with this background. I'm using my TV as a PC monitor, but I'm going to switch my TV to behind me so that I can have shit running while I'm reacting. Like, a lot of thinking, as well as I'm also preparing to become a student. I'm going to go to uni in 11 fucking days. So who knows how much time I'm going to have to do stuff. So if it's okay for you guys, if I make videos about me just talking, as well as obviously reacting when I have time to do it and stuff, I would be honored, really. I think it would be a lot of fun to just yap. I'm known as a yapper for sure. My throat really hurts and I need to drink antibiotics right now. So thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed just me ranting low-key. If you did and you want to see more, leave a comment and a like. Again, conversations in the comment. Let's not be mean to each other, but like let's be open-minded. My album of the year stands between Mood Rings still and Boundaries. I'm not sure which one I like the most. This was fun, right? And hopefully I'll be seeing you very soon. What the fuck? All right, bye bye.